When the MLS began play in 1996, they assembled their base camps in a ragtag platoon of aging stadiums. Some were active NFL arenas, a few college football stadiums, and most of them were getting long in the tooth. In fact, 4 of the 8 original MLS stadiums are no longer standing. But did you know that today 19 of the 24 MLS teams play in stadiums built only for soccer? What was once an afterthought league has now become a thriving tier of American sport. And today we're going to look at all 24 of these venues. I had no idea some of these stadiums even existed. And of course, make some bad jokes, like when the Wiz used to play the Burn and everyone involved kept getting reminded to go visit their urologist. Critiquing every MLS stadium, secrets and hidden gems is coming up right after this. Do you know what's worse than a 40-year-old bald man telling you about personal grooming habits? The fact that you didn't think of it yourself. And that's where Manscaped comes in, the absolutely best solution for below-the-waist grooming and beyond. Manscaped.com was featured on Shark Tank, and it took a team of aerospace engineers to develop a clippers that safely and neatly trims your jungle foliage down at a speed of 6,000 RPMs. And you know what they say, clip the hedges and the deck looks bigger. The Lawnmower 2.0 features titanium, replaceable blades that make this clipper legit the best one I have ever used. In fact, I have 2. One for my face and one for my nether regions, and you can see here they are clearly labeled to avoid confusion. On top of this trimmer, when you buy the Perfect Package 2.0, you get essential grooming gear you won't find anywhere else. Crop preserver, crop duster, cologne for your balls, and of course, the crop mop, wipes designed to keep things fresh down there. So after this video, head on over to manscaped.com from the link below and use my code POINT20 and get 20% off your first order. Again, that's code POINT20 for 20% off. And if you act now, we'll throw in the Shed travel bag for free. Manscaped.com, #1 in men's below-the-waist grooming. Home of the team named after an impending disaster that will eventually cause this entire stadium and all of California to fall into the Pacific Ocean. Avaya is one of the few 100% privately funded stadiums in the MLS, as it was built with no public money. Good job, Lewis Wolf. The arena features steep seating angles for good views of the pitch, and its smattering of red seats pay homage to the club's NASL history. Avaya will be getting a new name soon, as the tech company from San Jose filed for bankruptcy. Money well spent, eh? The Rapids' third home, they used to play at Mile High and Invesco. This stadium was opened in 2007, and Dick's promptly slapped their name all over the building. The arena is part of a large soccer complex just outside of Denver, and it's often throbbing with fans and pulsating with energy, as the Rapids have had varying success over the years. I guess you could say they go back and forth. Okay, I'll stop. Located in Kansas City, Kansas, for everyone who gets triggered over the common mistake of misidentifying a city that is located in 2 goddamn states. This beautiful soccer-only stadium is next to Kansas Motor Speedway, also in Kansas. Sporting KC, who used to be named the Wiz but changed their name because, well, nobody names their team after Bud Light, has enjoyed success in the building, winning their second MLS Cup in 2013. The park used to be sponsored by Live Strong until Lance Armstrong got exposed by Dick Pound.
Hi, I'm Dick Pound.
Aesthetically, this is a well-designed structure with clean sightlines. It does look amazing. Props. A gorgeous stadium located in a neighborhood that is the exact opposite. Trust me, I got lost in Chester one night and it was not pretty. This soccer-only facility is situated right on the Delaware River, south of Philly. Spectators on the south side stands get a beautiful view of the Commodore Bay Bridge during games. The fans on the north side get a view of the Wade Dump, literally a trash dump next to the stadium that once caught on fire. Sounds like my weekly live stream with Urinating Tree. Opened in 2010 when the MLS expanded and finally put a team in Philly, the squad has seen sporadic success. Luckily, the stadium does look pretty good. Otherwise, I'd call it a dump. The stadium is so brand spanking new, Google Earth has it as a parking lot, as construction was completed just a few weeks before this video was released. But don't fret, This mini replica of Allianz Arena in Germany is a sight to behold, as it features an LED lit exterior shell similar to the stadium in Munich. The energy-efficient venue has no seats further from the field than 125 feet, is LEED certified, features a beer garden, and is so fresh the Golden Gophers football team is probably overcome with jealousy that puts them into a fit of rage. The first soccer-only stadium for the MLS was also the site where that bag Anthony Precourt tried to extort the city of Columbus for a new stadium. The saga ended with him running off to Texas to start a team and the Haslam family saving the crew. Wow, so the Haslams go from being the biggest laughing stock in the nation to Ohio's heroes in like 1.5 years.
You are a factory of sadness!
One eternity later.
Construction on a new arena will begin in the summer of 2019. Also, suck it, Precourt. Another brand spanking new stadium to the MLS, Audi Field, located close to Nationals Park, has helped further gentrify Southeast DC into one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the city. Finally, a soccer-only stadium that allowed the United to get out of that rotting dump RFK. Construction was completed on Audi in 2018. Well, not exactly, as in their opening game, sideline reporter Lindsey Simpson was hit with falling debris and was unable to do the broadcast. Employees were seen using duct tape to fix railings in the stadium. Audi Field is also equipped with full handicap access for the elderly, as that was a key part of Wayne Rooney's contract. Right next to Midway, an airport that exists only because Southwest flies there, this stadium opened in 2006 and has seen the Fire put up some heartbreaking losses and early playoff exits since. SeatGeek, which sponsors every sports influencer on earth, took over the naming rights last year and serves as the venue's primary ticket seller. And if you use my code FPV at checkout, with a rolling canopy covering the seats designed to reference the surrounding Wasatch Mountains, Rio Tinto is the stadium that almost didn't get built. Or is it Tinto? After multiple deal rejections, county quarrels, and disagreements with former RSL owner Dave Checketts, the stadium project was effectively killed in 2007, and it looked as if Real Salt Lake would be moved. However, local construction company Anderson Geneva stepped in and gave the team the land the stadium is built on for free, and the project went forward. Dave Checketts was run out of town, and RSL responded by winning the MLS Cup in 2009. Add another facility to the mini Jerry World north of Dallas, Toyota Stadium also houses the National Soccer Hall of Fame. I wonder if the original bucket of hair gel Tony Meola used is on display there. The stadium also hosts the Division I FCS Football Championship and the Frisco Bowl. FC Dallas is one of the league's charter members, yet one of the few that has yet to win an MLS Cup. I guess you can say they've gotten burned. So they have Major League Soccer in Montreal, but not, well, you know. The arena is literally in the shadow of the aging Olympic Stadium, which still hosts the Alouettes and ejects American QBs out of there like a trebuchet. In case you were wondering, Saputo is a giant cheesemaker in Canada. To me, the stadium looks pretty cookie cutter and average, however it does feature a heated natural grass field similar to that of the Premier League stadiums. And I'm willing to bet they serve poutine there, so that's definitely a W. Another one of our brand spanking new stadiums, so fresh Google Earth hasn't even updated it. Banc of California is built on the former site of the LA Sports Arena and adjacent to the LA Coliseum. The stadium was designed to capture the Los Angeles skyline and features modern amenities. Also, spelling the word bank with a C makes the place extra classy. BOC was the site of a Fortnite tournament. Yes, mom, esports is a real thing. Another smartly designed soccer-specific stadium. You'll notice with many of these venues, they are intended to take advantage of smaller to mid-size events, and most all feature a built-in stage for these purposes. BBVA features a unique outer shell that is covered in metal mesh and polycarbonate and looks like a 20-sided die. It was built at an astonishing low cost of only $95 million. The stadium is seconds from both Minute Maid Park and the Toyota Center, and I bet that doesn't cause traffic problems when all three of these are in use. One of the oldest venues in the MLS, Providence Park has been a sports site since the 19th century, but was effectively remodeled for soccer only in 2011. The Portland Beavers minor league baseball team were kicked out when the Timbers moved in. The design of the stadium is certainly reflective of its varied history, and the look and feel is not as cohesive as other parks in the MLS, though they are working on fixing that. There is a feral cat colony on the stadium grounds where about 20 cats live, and I guess cats are much cuter than mice and big rats. Can we stop calling them the New York Red Bulls? They have played 99% of their home matches in New Jersey. They are also maybe the first team in North American sports to be literally named after their sponsors. It's like if there was a team called the California Fleshlights. The stadium is beautiful though. It has a very European vibe with its fiberglass tension fabric roof. The roof is much prettier than the Red Bulls play, as they are another one of the few founding teams to not ever have won an MLS Cup. Open in 2017, the expansion Orlando City SC used to play in the Citrus Bowl for its first 2 years. Geez, what a dump the Citrus Bowl must be. Nobody wants to play there. The stadium features modern amenities and is designed to combat the harsh South Florida weather with roofing for the seats. Next to the field is a church that has literally more parking than the entire stadium does. In fact, the city tried to take the church from the congregation using eminent domain. Maybe they had a dance-off and Orlando City FC took a fat L. The largest soccer-specific stadium in the US, the arena had to sacrifice some of its dignity when Dean Spanos and the Chargers shoehorned their way into the park until their stadium is built. They finally move out in 2020 to go be roommates with the Rams. DHSP is the site of a hilarious prank James Corden pulled on David Beckham with a fake statue commemorating his retirement. Seriously, it's funny. Go check out the vid. Attached to the stadium is an 8,000-seat tennis venue if you couldn't figure that out. Another shared tenant situation, Toronto FC splits time in BMO with the Argonauts of the CFL, who moved here in 2016. The stadium has gone through significant upgrades since these Google images were made, as it now has a roof and was configured to host CFL games, even though each end zone is 2 yards shorter than the standard. Titans fans probably appreciate that. Toronto FC has won both an MLS Cup in 2017 and the Canadian Cup 7 times. Do they just play like Montreal every year? This might be the worst MLS stadium on the list, and it's really not the team's fault. FC Cincinnati is the league's newcomer, and like many of the expansion teams and the league in general, most squads are forced into a 2-year purgatory of having to play in a crappy stadium until their new digs are built, which are set to open in 2021. As far as Nippert goes, it was recently renovated and sits at the centerpiece of UC's athletic complex. Also, it's fun to say Nippert. Did you know that there was a soccer team that played in Yankee Stadium? I didn't. What's next? A hockey team in Brooklyn? Of course, New Yankee Stadium was opened in 2009, with NYC FC starting play there in 2015, with soccer legend David Villa captaining the squad and perpetuating the stigma that the MLS is the football world's retirement home. Can't wait to see a crippled Neymar out here in 10 years. New Yankee Stadium is one of the few venues to host football, baseball, the MLS, and hockey. Though opened in 1983, this multi-purpose arena features significant and ongoing upgrades. After a roof collapse in 2007, a unique suspended canopy system was installed, the largest of its kind in the world. The BC Lions also play in the stadium as the Whitecaps began play there in 2011. BC Place also hosted the Olympics in 2010. A stadium with a long history of hosting both MLS and CONCACAF Gold Cup games, Foxborough has served as the Revolution's home since 2002 when it opened. And in fact, the first ever event at the stadium was a soccer game. The Revolution are another founding MLS squad who has not won an MLS Cup, which is the complete opposite of what has happened there on the NFL side of things. And Robert Kraft does own the club, so give the guy a hand. One of the most highly attended and supported teams in the MLS, the Sounders utilize CenturyLink Field, which also hosts the Seattle Seahawks. The roof system at the Link directs crowd noise onto the surface of the field, which is helpful in football, but it's questionable if it affects the outcome of a soccer match other than annoying the players. The Sounders first played in 2009 and won a cup 7 years later. Man, it must suck to be one of the teams without a cup. It's like they hand these out to anyone. And finally, our highest capacity MLS Stadium. Ah yes, home of the champs. AFC finally broke the Atlanta sports curse in the one sport the general American public could care the least about. But hey, just like me making it through an entire MLS critique, we did it, Dirty South, we did it. Mercedes-Benz, which I have featured in 2 other videos, is one of the world's premier sporting venues, and its unique pinwheel roof looks like a Death Star opening to reveal a very dangerous weapon capable of destroying another planet. Arthur Blank owns the team and they won a cup in only their 2nd season. But I think he'd trade that for a Super Bowl ring 25 times over. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to check out the video sponsor Manscaped and use my code POINT20 for 20% off your entire order. And don't forget to check out the library of stadium critiques I have. Seriously, I never get bored of milking this series. Terrible minor league baseball parks are up next. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this video.